Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of MC Commute. Today's ride is brought to you by Sena, makers of Bluetooth headsets, including the 30K with new mesh technology. With the Bluetooth headset, you can get directions, you can listen to your riding buddies chatter if you want to, you can listen to podcasts like I do. If you're in the market for a Bluetooth headset, keep in mind that Sena supports MC Commute, so go to sena.com or click the link in the description of this video. Our guest today is 798 cc's of pure Italian character. That's MV Agusta Brutale 800. It's a really fun bike, actually. I've been enjoying it quite a bit, so I'm gonna get to riding and get my ugly mug off the screen. All right, let's go. All right, team. Here we go. This Brutale 800. It's a pretty handsome bike, I think you can agree. Very MV Agusta styled. Let's fire it up. Oh. What do we got here? You got your quintessential Italian motorcycle, I think. A simple headlight, a beefy fork. This one from Marzocchi, Brembo brakes. It's got a Zack shock. It's got a red trellis frame. It's got a stomping motor, single-sided swing arm. Let's see what else here. You got this very trendy swing arm kind of fender thing, so it keeps this real clean. This weird thing, which is a kind of a sexy tail section here. I think it's hard to deny that. All right, let's get to riding it. Beep beep. All right. Time to talk about this Brutale 800 here on Trash Day in my neighborhood, obviously. So I think I mentioned this before. 798cc inline triple, and along with that 800 triple is that trellis chassis, that single swing arm, and a weight of 440 pounds, 440, with a full tank, which is 4.36 gallons, I think. So a little more fuel than, say, an F09, which punishes it on the weight with tank full statistic a little bit, but I don't think it's that big a deal, really. And on the dyno, it made 99 horsepower, just about 100. We can round up, we can call it 100. They claim 109, I think, so, you know, that's about right. 100 horsepower and 55 foot-pounds of torque, I think, something like that. If you want full stats there, you can check the description of the video. There's a link there with a dyno chart in there also. So, a little value add for you. So I feel like, in light of those numbers, you might be thinking, what? That's like heavier than an F09 and less horsepower, and it is, that's true, but there's more to it than that, and we are gonna dive into that subject. I'm gonna try not to use a lot of words like passion or character more than I already did, because that's what you do when you ride an Italian bike. You say, oh, well, you know, yeah, it's, you know, not as this or not as that, but, you know, it's Italian, so it's got these other attributes. But the truth is, there's something to that. I mean, the Italian bikes, they got a little pizzazz. They got a little crackle. They talk with their hands, you know, it's almost like you're riding this bike and it's like, hey, that kind of thing. But even with the pizzazz, which we will talk about later, I hope, it does pretty well as a practical machine, the Brutale 800. This is a model year 17. And the way that MV Agusta works sometimes is that it's a small company, right? So they just kind of, sometimes updates trickle in and you don't get an all new model, but you do get a bunch of updates laid into the bike. This has a whole gaggle of stuff that's been being integrated for the past number of years, really. It's got a wide ratio gearbox compared to the F3 800. That started in 2015, I think, so it's not especially new, but it's something that people don't really realize. All sorts of DLC coatings inside the engine and forged pistons, and it's got a new treatment for the clutch basket because the World Supersport team, I guess, that was racing the F3 675 was breaking clutches, or they broke a few of them anyway. So that's the kind of thing that MV Agusta, they learn that stuff and then they put it in the bike, but it's not as obvious sometimes as a huge press release or an all-new model or something like that. And most crucially, which I didn't realize before I started riding this bike, is that this Brutale 800 has grown into a different bike than the F3 800. Initially, the Brutale 800 was just an F3 800 with a flat handlebar, and that was just about it. But now it's sort of its own bike. It's got that that wide ratio gearbox that I mentioned. It's got more rake in the front end, and it just has, it's been built to be its own machine, which is how you get a bike that's well balanced and such. So good on you, MV Agusta, for focusing on this bike and turning it into something that works day to day. Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit of that pizzazz I'm talking about. And yeah, an FZ09 will do what the Brutale 800 just did, which is like wheelie away from a stoplight. But this thing's got it's got a real raspy kind of tone. It's very kind of clattery, and it feels very mechanical. It feels like you're very connected to the machine. And it's got auto blip downshift, brum, brum, and it's got a quick shifter. It's got some pretty nifty features. It does this thing when you hoss on it sometimes, where the exhaust pops pretty loud. Like you'll be hossing on it in second gear, and then you pop into third, and it goes. It is pretty cool. So hopefully I can make the bike do that at some point. Just show it to you guys. Brakes. Hey, speaking of Italian machinery, there's a Ferrari. This guy knows. See, he could have bought like a Honda Accord, or he could have bought, what could he have bought? He could have bought lots of other stuff that was like expensive and nice, like an Audi or a Mercedes or something like that. But he didn't do that. He bought a Ferrari because he likes the noise that it makes when it leaves a stoplight. I don't know. All I can say is that I understand. I understand, my friend. Nice car, bro. Yeah, he knows. Try and get him to race. He doesn't seem like the racing type, though. See if we can get the pipe to do that thing. Did you hear it? Pop! Pretty good. It's exactly the kind of energy that the bike kind of crackles with that makes me want to ride it. Makes me have fun. The foot pegs are a little slippery, just like MV Agusta foot pegs always are. The clutch has like a weird kind of thing it does sometimes when you leave a stoplight, and it just kind of judders and shudders a little bit. The seat is really thin. It's not that uncomfortable, frankly, but it is thin. But that's the kind of thing you give up to ride a bike like this, because it makes that pop when you shift from second to third, and it makes me giggle every single time. It's good stuff. Whoop. Time to go. Repsol, bro. What's up, man? I will say, I think that the joie de vivre that I've been saying, all the character and passion and all that BS that I said I wasn't going to try to say, I think all that stuff is costing me on gas mileage, honestly. Because I'm always twisting the grip on this thing. I'm always like making it sing because it sounds wicked. But I've still been getting like mid-30s, high 30s to 34, 35, 37, 38, that kind of thing. So yeah, not bad, for all the energy that it's crackling with, all that stuff that I said. Nice, good brakes, fat Brembo calipers, and big rotors, good feel. That's the kind of thing, like, does it weigh more than an FZ09? Yeah, it does. Does it have better brakes? You're goddamn right it has better brakes, which is good stuff. On to the freeway. Oh my gosh. That's really amazing. The shifter fell off. I'm stuck in second gear on the freeway. Okay, let's see if we can figure this out. Okay, stuck in second gear. Okay. Looks like we're missing a bolt. Okay. Lunch, laptop, spare gloves, toolkit. And that's what we need. The Allen wrenches. A slightly bigger one. There we go. Okay. Put that sucker out of there. Can't drop into the chain now. Guess I'm just gonna leave this guy in here, I think. Just started carrying this toolkit, and I guess I'm glad I did. Lunch back in. And off to the office. Working up a sweat here. Pop open my pit vents. Alright, now we're gonna try to adjust the gear a little bit. Yeah. Third gear. Third gear is gonna be our best friend right now. Okay. Off to the races. And we are going to discover why a 3-cylinder engine is so terrific. Because so dynamic. That guy knows. Riding a Triumph. He gets it. He's probably in third gear too. Yeah, we got torque, we got top end power. Should be good to get to the office here. No shift lever. Definitely got to remember to. It's like it being on a DCT. And then I got to not let go of the clutch ever, unless we're going forward. Okay, 405 South. Here we come. Just a little detour. No big deal. Oh, what? Meter? Come on, man. This is okay. This is the test, I guess. Third gear. Onto the freeway. I was talking trash about the clutch before, but it's working now. There we go. This is the part where I was going to tell you that it's nice and smooth on the highway, and you know, actually it is, oddly. It's a little buzzy in the handlebar, but I mean, granted, I'm at almost 9,000 RPM, which I wouldn't be if I was in 6th. I've ridden the Brutale 800 on the highway a lot now, and it's pretty good, really. Like I said, the seat's thin, but I don't know, the only time I got uncomfortable on the seat was when I literally rode it all day. Through cities and getting on the bike and off the bike and down the freeway. It was like a pretty punishing day in the saddle. That was the only time I felt a little bit uncomfortable. And considering the seat is pretty thin, it's amazingly comfortable. Plus, for a naked bike, I mean, it really it rides nicely on the freeway. It feels, you sort of lean forward into the wind a little bit. It's sporty, which feels good, but there's still enough leg room for me. I'm 6'2", and I have plenty of leg room. The suspension is stiff. You know, it's a sporty bike. Definitely going to be harsh in my gas mileage. All those numbers I told you before, probably not on this tank. Going 75 miles an hour in third gear for a little while here. Oh well. I guess it wouldn't be MC Commute if I didn't talk about the mirrors too, right guys? The mirrors are not great. It's like, yeah, not my favorite part of the bike. They're low profile for what they are. They look cool, I guess, but I just assumed they were a little bit dorkier and I could see just a little bit better behind me. Sometimes in MC Commute I talk about roll-on power. Well, I can tell you right now it's very, very good because I'm at 8,500 RPM in third gear, so when I open the throttle, lots and lots of roll-on power. Sometimes I also comment on gearing, like if it's geared too short or too tall. The MV Agusta Brutale 800 gets a big thumbs up. Big MC Commute thumbs up because I think it's geared really nicely. Sixth is nice on the freeway, first is nice around town. It does this really cool thing where when you accelerate through the gears at 5,000 or 6,000 RPM, it just kind of smooths out. When an engine does that, when it revs up and it's like a little, you know, a little vibey in one part of the rev range, and then you get to like the meat of the power band and it smooths out. Oh man, it has this like feeling of, yeah, this is where the engine wants to be. Like, making power is where it's happy. And that's the kind of thing that makes you want to rev it out. It makes you want to pop through the gears like I did a little too aggressively, apparently. Brutale 800 handles curves really nicely too. Really, really nicely. It's one of those things, you know, they gave it the extra degree of rake, or almost a degree of extra rake in the front end, which normally slows the bike down. But it just gives you an idea of how aggressive the F3 sport bikes are, that this has more rake and it's still just like super direct and very, very light on its feet. Stoplights, my nemesis. Third gear not working too bad in traffic here. Lots to talk about at this stoplight. I'm not going to cut to the front of the line because I want to show you guys the dash. Just a simple 2-color thing here. No fuel gauge. ABS and TC settings over here. It's got 8 levels of TC. 3 engine maps, which you can control via this button over here. Gear position indicator and trip meters and such here. But I'm going to go to setting ABS and we're going to shut it off. And I think you guys know why. You can turn the quick shifter off too. I'm not sure why you do that, but... And then it's got this bar tack across the bottom. Historically, MV Agusta dashes have been really some of the worst to use, just awful. This one is not bad at all, actually. The rubber button thing, it's like a buttons covered in rubber kind of thing, and it's like a little hard to tell what you're doing, especially if you're not looking at it. It's kind of like you can't, there's no tactile feel, which is a little bit annoying, but other than that, they actually work really well. The only thing this dash does that I don't like is that when you reset the trip meter, which I do every time I fill up, MC Commute and Motorcyclist magazine policy, as you guys probably know, is that you can't tell when the trip meter is reset until you let go of the button. Which, like, that's weird, right? You just like hold it down and nothing happens, and then when you let go, it actually resets, which, like, why did they do that? I don't know. That's weird. So we're gonna try to back it in. Can you back it in third gear? Yeah, you can. Backing it in, really, it helps if you can downshift, which obviously I can't do right now. But you can still do it, you know, third gear, no shift lever if you want to. And you can shut ABS off, which I think is a nice feature. That's something that, as far as I can tell, Italians believe in. Although, interestingly, not the Ducati Scrambler 1100, as I just read the other day, which I think is kind of weird. I'm not going to back it in here because it's not all that fun in just third gear, frankly. Plus, I didn't want to plank into the back of that Kia. So for all of this third gear fun, how much does it cost? It costs $13,500, and that is a lot of money, especially when you compare it to an FZ09, for example, as we've been doing thus far this morning. But like I said, you know, this bike, it's not about how much it costs. Sorry, it's just not. You know, if you're looking at the economics of it, it's not going to make sense, and that's the bottom line. Ari's in there filming MC Garage, so we got to park the bike here this time, and I can't rev it up for you really. I can do that, but I'm going to put it in neutral, and then we'll do that. There we go. Okay, we got neutral now. So there you have it. Brutale 800. Pretty handsome bike, no? I think it's pretty cool looking. Yeah, the shifter fell off. Yeah, it's expensive. But you get some stuff you don't get with other bikes. I think that's, I don't know, hopefully that's clear with this ride. Does it sound like kind of half of a Ferrari engine? It's awesome. That's a cool bike. Bottom line, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of MC Commute. I hope that you will subscribe. Keep in mind that you can click on the links in the description of the video for more information on the bike and our sponsors as well. So I'll see you guys next time. See, look, that's MC Garage. That's what's going on in there. There it is, MC Garage. You want to say hello to the MC Commute viewers? There's Spencer. Hey-o.
We're interrupting our filming, Zach. Get out of here.
Oh no. Hope you had fun. Peace.